All right, so here's the beginning of the tutorial. I've already logged into the website, your website, Birt Arena. We are on the dashboard part of it. This is the behind the scenes, as I mentioned when we sat together. And when you come in, it's going to be right here on this home tab starting out. So if you want to, you can jump right in and start editing your site and go from there. But if you want to play around back in here, we have your activity, and that's going to show you again how many people have gone into the website, if you've had any leads, clicks to contacts, all of that will be here, and this is kind of like a rundown. You can start an email campaign right here, create an ad campaign, but you know, there's just so many options you can do with all of these. There's your contacts, communications. So if you have somebody tries to contact you through the website, which I believe we removed that, so that probably wouldn't be the case. But if you ever guys wanted to get a contact through the website again, this would be through here. You'd go to your inbox, or it'd show up here and basically be your messages. And there's just so much in this. You can click on the calendar and edit from here as well, and adding events. You would just click on here, but for the sake of what we've already learned and how to do things, we'll go through here. So we're going to click on edit the site. It's going to bring us into our Wix website editor. As soon as it loads, there we go. And it's going to pull up your home page to start. My apologies for the wait. So again, right here, it's showing that we're looking at the desktop version. If we click right here, it's going to switch to the mobile version. Here is our pages. This is where you're going to drop down, and if you wanted to go to a specific page, here's where you're going to go. Our arena schedule is a main area. And let's just pretend to edit here on an event. You can see down here, this is where the categories are. If I tried to click on these, it's not going to work because I'm not in the editing program basically for the calendar. So as you see, this button keeps popping and following along like, hey, do you want to enter in our settings? So we click on there. And this is where we're going to manage events. That is where we're going to go in there. And here's where you do the adding of events or deleting or anything like that. So let's just say we wanted to add an event on Thursday, December 1st, test event. Type that in. This is not an all-day event, so we unclick there. We're going to say that it's 8 o'clock in the morning to 6 p.m. So I click on here to get my change in time, and for some reason I went to 8. So if we wanted to make this a repeating event, we click right here, and now we say if it's daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or we can set up a custom. But this one is not a repeating event. If you ever wanted to add in the location, like if you were going to be sharing this, if it was a big event that people were invited to, you would add this in right here. So I just type in Birt Arena and it shows literally up right there. There you go. Description. You can add links into the description, bulleted points, basically like writing an email. And if we ever wanted to add an event flyer, because I know you guys talked about that, you would click on image. And this is going to jump into our site files, or basically our gallery. And you could either upload them you might already have it in here, or you can always come down here to Unsplash and put in a stock photo if you really want to. Like I think I said, avoid Shutterstock because that one, they'll charge you for certain ones, but media from Wix and Unsplash are entirely free. And you can add certain images that you would like to, you click right here. If you hover over the image, add to my favorites board, and that's going to go to right here. If there's certain images you're like, oh, I want to save that one. But let's just say we're back here and we have to upload it. Again, you can pull from Wix where we're at, which would be these site files. You can connect your Facebook, your Instagram, Dropbox, Google, all of these. It's pretty nice. Or you can just upload from your computer. I'm going to close out of that and pretend we added an image. And if we wanted a different color, we would just click on here. You can drag it all around in here and drag this bar all over to get different event colors, but we have set up categories. Say this one is for archers. We could click on them and they have a specific color that's going to show up. Or maybe it's for a club event. Down here you can add a lot more information. You don't have to though. And then we click save. And there it is. And it was under club. And now I think that this event is going to, oh, that's not what I want to do. This event is going to, and I just clicked on it, not right click, just clicked on it. I'm going to duplicate it because it's actually going to go on today and tomorrow. And it bumps up to this time frame because these ones don't start until 6 p.m. So it does put it in basically timely order, chronological order, all of that. Yep. So I'm going to delete these now. And that was just with duplicating it. Or you could have had repeat that event until a certain time frame. You could have set that up from the beginning. So that is the easy part of editing the events. Here is the upcoming. So this is like the agenda. And people can view this view if they want to. You can look at all the events they've ever had. And there's the calendar. So that's really it with that. It's pretty easy. Close out of there. Sorry, my apologies. It's already set and localized to English. Doesn't even show time zones. We can set local settings if you really want to. I don't think it's much needed. So right here, this is the header. So the header lines, it's left justified. So like this, it could be centered. Show the details. So this is when you have it set up so somebody wants to view the calendar event. This is called the tooltip option and it'll kind of pop up so we can preview, and I'll show you this. So somebody, and then they click on it and this is what it shows. So it's pretty easy. You could have it show up as a pop-up, but this sometimes is just a little easier for them. It's click, click, click instead of, and they can still see the calendar. With the pop-up, it's going to cover the entire screen and then you have to exit out. So this one's a little more convenient and easier. They can share this on Facebook, send it in different links to whoever's in part of their club or anything like that. So we're going to go back up here, hit back to editor. Oh, actually I want to click preview again one more time. I wanted to show you. It's always going to pop up as the monthly view, but say they want to look at the weekly. And there's that, and they can click on day, and I'll show the entire day. It's always going to go to the day, the date of the 23rd being today. And here's the agenda. So the agenda is always going to be upcoming events. It won't show past events. We can set it up that it will show past events, but this one's more of like, oh, what's coming up at the Birt Arena. A little easier. There's also this thing called Card. Yeah, it's just a different view. I don't love it, but it does have the categories if somebody wanted to be like, oh, and this also does upcoming events, not past events. But we can, if you ever wanted to switch that, go back to month. If they ever wanted to print it, they can print it. If they wanted to search for a certain event happening or just theirs, if the Zimmermans just wanted to see what events they had throughout the year, they would just unclick. All of these, as you can see, they're falling off the page. Some of them are. Slowly but surely. And then they would see every event that they have going back the entire year. So that's kind of how that works. But we're going to go back to editor. That was just a preview. So there's the calendar. Now I am going to actually probably end the video so I can plug in my computer, and I'll start another tutorial here in a minute.